And boom, we're live. Yeah, I have no idea who those guys are. But they traded 3 big picks and Craig Smith for him, so they must be fucking good. Dude, the Bruins, I have more faith in the Bruins this year than I do the Celtics.
I also
Not gonna lie.
I would take the Bruins so definitely.
I think it's the Celtics year, don't get me wrong, but I just think like the NBA is so fucking there's a lot of good teams, man. There's a lot of good fucking teams. But what's going on?
I feel like the Bucks are slowly starting to come out in the second half of the season, whereas the Celtics are just kind of like
They're kind of leveling off. They're not
know,
getting better, which concerns me.
and that's
But it also could be like they're not going to gas out before the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like they've been in the playoffs now like 4 years in a row. They've been in the finals once.
Yeah.
Went to the Eastern Finals against LeBron once. But like they know that the season doesn't start until June, whatever the fuck it is, which I like.
I hope so.
What's going on, everybody? MMA Complete, episode 159. Today is February 23rd. And we got a big announcement to make. We have pooled. We have done a lot of. You're never gonna hear me say this word again. You probably never heard me say it before. Pontificated, right? Use that right? Yeah. Okay. We did that.
Pontificated. We came to a conclusion.
The boys have bet a rack on the next 2 weekends. We have bet a rack. Technically, we've bet $1,100. And it is on John Jones, which we fucking said we would. What we didn't say we were gonna do is
This was your idea.
bet
because
on
you were scrolling down.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
So Jake Paul and John Jones, amongst others, we also have some other tickets for coming up this weekend at UFC Vegas 70. Yeah, we are putting our fucking monies where our mouths are. This is the make it or break it moment, boys. Me and Austin have been saving for quite a few months to get a little stash together to, rainy day fund, and we finally have used it. And
It's been a long.
Jesus
We've
Christ.
been sitting on it like it's money in the bank. Literally.
Yeah, we just
have
emptied
not-
our bank.
We just
emptied our bank.
We got nothing.
But think about this. Even if because we put a unit parlay on Jones, Paul, and then we also put Spann and Muniz on that. Steve also put parlay on that as well. He also put one without Ryan Spann, which is a smart idea because I was saying to you before, like that's the only one on that ticket that I'm like, yeah. I mean, Jake Paul
But
is
we've also
close to it, but he's not for
We've
me.
also hit pod bets with guys that are like plus 120.
Yeah,
plus
of course, yeah,
plus
100%.
140 before.
But like, what was I just about to say?
And Ryan Spann has just started training
Mhm.
full time all
Right.
of a sudden.
Right.
And he's really fucking good.
And I've always thought Nikita Krylov was never really that big of a name. Like he's only kind of in the division because the division's still weak. Like give it a year or two, and Krylov will be out of the top 15. So I like this for Spann. Spann's young too. I looked it up the other day. I think he's only like 30.
He's good. I mean, I faded him last fight, and I'm pissed that I
31.
So sad.
31.
Yeah, well, we also learned not to bet against Ryan Spann in the last time,
Yeah.
and that was
First fight, you fully trained.
the first fight that he had a real camp, and he knocked out Dominic Reyes in like 2 minutes with a jab. So
Hammered Dominic Reyes, too.
Yeah, we did.
I hammered him. Put him on every ticket.
I put him on every ticket too.
yeah, so today's pod is going to be a few topics. We only got a couple things to cover before we make our picks for this weekend for UFC Vegas 70.
It's going to take a while.
Harry, you weren't here yesterday, but Steve won the betting for last week's fight night. Steve went perfect 4-0 for locks. So Steve's the one that we're going to be listening to today. Yeah, a round of applause for Steve. Congratulations, Steve. We are going to be making our picks at the back half of the show. We've been doing an hour and a half pod a lot lately. I'm not saying we have to today, but like if we need to, we can stretch it out a couple minutes, so that's no problem. But first things first, we're going to talk about John Jones and Jake Paul because that is what we have been saying we're going to bet on for a long time. Well, not Jake Paul, but we've known that we were going to bet on John Jones for a long time. The Jake Paul thing snuck up. Now, to be fair, okay, I know yesterday was the first time that we said Jake Paul's name in a while.
In a while, yeah.
We'd mentioned him once or twice.
Off camera, we've talked about it.
Right. But that was also because he hadn't shown up on the bookie until I just fucking looked.
No, that's
Like
true.
I'd been looking for his number for a while. And I thought it was going to be more than what it was. I thought he was going to be like minus 250.
I thought it was
Really?
going to be
Well,
220.
Tommy
250
Fury
as well.
fights like you
Well, we
said.
watched
He
it
fights like
yesterday.
Fall
They're
River
some bums.
boxing.
They're
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Golden Glove,
They're
Fall
all-
River boxers, bro. Like,
They're
Let's
they're hella
Harry. You
bad.
got to check out this guy's
watch his
opponent's records.
film, and it's so bad. It just looks so bad.
Now, to be fair, Tommy Fury has a 4-inch reach advantage on
Aaron
Jake Paul.
Blanchard
He has
was
80-inch reach, and Jake Paul has a 76-inch reach. But when you look at his opponent's records, right? These are all of these numbers right here: 10 and 102, 0 and 26, 2 and 26, 0 and 11, 0 and 9.
How are you even
2
a
and 0,
fighter?
0 and 1.
Come on.
And then the one guy who had an impressive record, 10 and 1. We watched the fight yesterday, and it was the most lackluster
It was
guy.
the worst
was
boxing
probably
fight
in
I've ever seen.
A junior amateur league before he went and fought Tommy Fury because he looked so slow.
Yeah.
And he was not athletic at all.
And Tommy Fury did not knock him out either, by the way. His last 3 opponents, he has not knocked out. He's gone the distance. 4 rounds, 6 rounds. This fight against Jake Paul will be 8 rounds. So it's the first time that Tommy is in an 8-round fight. And we've seen Jake go 8 rounds twice. Once against Tyron Woodley, once against Anderson Silva. So you know he has the conditioning for it. Jake Paul's 6-0. It's also Jake Paul's first time fighting a boxer. We got to admit that. You know, he's only ever fought MMA fighters or like YouTubers and basketball players. You know what I mean?
A straight boxer, a guy that
Right.
just does boxing.
Mhm.
Like,
I don't know. I feel like he almost falls under the category of entertainment type boxing too.
Who, Jake or Tommy?
Tommy. Like, I
now
don't
he
know.
does.
Yeah, now he does.
Now,
Right.
You know what I mean? But like,
100% now.
looking at all his competition and everything, like I feel like I don't know.
Well, he is. Let's be real about this. Tommy Fury would not be a professional boxer. I mean, I don't even know if I'd really call him a professional boxer now. He's kind of an amateur boxer, but he wouldn't be in boxing if it weren't for his cousin's name. You know what I mean? He would maybe have gone like 0-2. He wouldn't be getting lined up these fucking scrubs.
No way.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Khabib was in Russia, dude.
Yeah, it's 100% the same thing. So like,
The mob connections is kind of interesting though, because like, like, they could be fucking,
you know, it's gonna suck
Just
when
fucking
like
with this
Tommy
number.
Fury doesn't make weight and the fight doesn't even fucking happen.
he pulls out
Yeah, imagine that.
again.
Hurts his leg or some shit.
He's so bad.
Yeah, we
So
watched a
bad.
bunch of his fights. What he showed me was, first of all, this is the first time he's fighting a southpaw in Jake Paul, which I thought was interesting. And then he also showed me that he has a clean jab. Like he's decent in jabs and he's a defensive fighter. And Jake Paul is a southpaw who likes his power punches, his hooks, and is an explosive offensive fighter. So I saw 1 or 2 moments in the Bochansky fight, which is the 10-1 guy, which is the only guy with a decent record. I saw a couple moments in that fight where Bochansky exploded on him and actually landed a couple clean shots, which I think Jake Paul's going to be able to exploit. And then when you're jabbing a guy who has the opposite stance of you, like I explained yesterday, so say I'm orthodox, which is a right-handed fighter,
Mm-hmm.
fighting a southpaw, right? So put your hands up like you're a southpaw, like your left hand's back. Okay? So we're like this. Now, if you try to jab me, I have my front hand here. So it's like not as clean of a jab. Whereas if I'm here, you can jab right in the mush. So that's what I mean. A jab fighter is not going to do as well against an opposite-handed fighter than a power puncher. So it's another reason I like Paul.
Is a jab fighter.
Yes.
For sure, and he aims for the body.
Right.
Most of the time, he doesn't aim for the fucking head.
And Jake Paul is a complete boxer too. He will go for the body as well. The 4-inch reach advantage, it worries me a bit, but we saw Jake is taller by an inch. We saw that Jake Paul had like a 2-inch reach difference from Anderson Silva, 1.5 inch reach, and now he's going to 4-inch reach. So it's like not the biggest thing in the world, but it's noteworthy. I'm still confident in this fucking pick.
I'm not having any doubts about that pick at all,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
You're having more doubts about John Jones?
Honestly, I am, which is crazy to me to say, but
It's really crazy to say. You're more
It's
you
equal to me.
and I looked at it at the fucking kiosk and I even said that to you when we put the bets in. Like, dude, Jake Paul is more of a favorite than John
it's
Jones.
nuts. It's crazy.
Imagine saying that to yourself like 2 years ago.
No.
Can you imagine
Paul
saying
fighting
that?
Nate Robinson.
Dude, those
Nate
were the
Robinson,
fucking fights to
no
bet
way.
on. Those were the fights to bet on.
And Hey, I've called every single time he's won. So have you.
I think I
you
might have
picked
picked
Jake
Anderson
Robinson.
Silva. No, I think I picked Anderson Silva.
Did you?
I think so. I'd have to roll back the
Hey,
tape.
That was a good fight too. Like Anderson Silva did.
It was. Looking back on it, Jake Paul definitely won the fight though. So, and then we got John Jones fighting Cyril Gane in 2 weeks' time, or 9 days. So no matter what, I mean, I guess if one of the picks, if Jake Paul loses, it's over. But no matter what, we're not going to know until 9 days from now, right? Say our first 3 bets hit. Eyes
When, not if.
glued to the fucking TV next Saturday. Red Bulls doing push-ups at 1 a.m. We're
Legal
up.
apps around
We
the house.
are focused on the fucking TV. Shots. Yes.
Well, Jake Paul is this Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's this Sunday at 5 o'clock.
So if he
Eastern time.
loses, it's done.
Right.
It's over. We don't
True.
ever gotta sweat nothing.
Yeah.
So.
We can have a nice relaxing day on Saturday. Yeah. Woo. Can't wait for that. Might not even buy the fucking pay-per-view if that happens.
No.
Yeah,
I would have to bet on John Jones.
And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, let me just make sure that the UFC 285 is at a regular time. Yeah, it is okay. Because the fight night this week starts early. The main event will be happening like 9:30. But 285, the main event's gonna be at midnight, 12:30. I can't. I'm so jealous of the Pacific time zone, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get to watch
LA.
main event fights at fucking 8 o'clock.
San Diego,
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Utah. Like, oh,
Fucking Utah. I love Utah. Montana.
no.
Idaho. Idaho. John Jones versus Cyril Gane. Okay. 3.5-inch reach for John Jones. Any guesses? Can we put a little bet amongst ourselves, like a friendly wager, $1, something like that? How much Jones is going to weigh in at?
I was
Knew he
asking
was gonna
so
say
long.
that.
250.
250. Okay.
251.
Okay.
No, 250.
I'm gonna give us a 3-pound buffer either way, right? So I'm gonna mark it down real quick. Let me get the other page up.
3-pound buffer. What do you mean? Oh, like
If you say 251, 254 to 248.
Heavyweight limit is 260, right?
265.
265.
Okay.
And
John-
John comes in at 245. That's his actual weight.
I think he's like 260.
Yeah.
I think so. All right. So what are we saying, boys?
I'm still logged into the other Twitters now.
What are we saying?
I'm gonna say 247.
247. Austin, you going 251?
250.
250. Harry?
48. I'll go 1 up, Steve.
I'm going 262.
Wow.
I think there's a fucking chance John Jones comes in at 265. I'm not going to lie to you guys. All right, so Austin's going 247 to 253.
I really want 250 though. Like,
I'm
I
going
can't wait.
259 to 265. He's going 244 to 250. Harry playing prices right over here.
Yeah,
Harry's
you are,
going
that's what I'm
245
thinking.
to 251. He weighs in at 250 and a half pounds. I'm gonna geek out. That could be fun. I don't know. I think John Jones might come in at 260. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He looks big in his fucking workout videos, man.
I thought I saw a video of him saying he's going to come in at the fight at 250. That's
Have
what
you?
I'm saying.
I wouldn't doubt that. If I were to not like see any pictures, that's what I would guess he would come in at. Because if he's like worked his way to 250, he doesn't have to cut weight. He can do like his fucking thing, you know.
People go into these John Jones events screaming in his face.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like
Cyril
John
Gane.
Jones, huh?
Cyril Gane weighed
They
in
were not going to beat his ass.
So he
at
actually weighs
247. He weighed at 247 against Ngannou. And that makes sense. Cyril Gane is on the same level of like Tom Aspinall of his quickness. He might not be as fast as Tom Aspinall, but Cyril Gane is definitely a quick striker. So, how does John Jones win, and in what round, or by decision? What are we saying?
John Jones wins second round submission. No. Yeah, submission.
Knee bar.
Knee bar.
Knee bar.
Damn.
Ooh, okay, Harry.
Yeah, okay. Fuck
Mm.
yeah. What's the odds on that?
I think
Knee
that
bar
John Jones
submission.
is going to win by fourth round TKO. That's what I'm going for. I think Jones can finish him. I do.
I think you can too.
Whether it be standing or whether he takes him down and just ground and pounds the shit out of him. You know, which I think is probably more likely.
I think he's gonna win on the cards.
Decision.
I
Yeah.
do.
I think that's a really smart bet. I think when the methods come out, I think that will probably be the favored method.
The juiciest, the least juiciest.
I'm going to also say that Cyril Gane by decision is his favored method.
John Jones by decision is an interesting bet too.
Yeah.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, that's what Steve said.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I heard it. Yeah.
So I think oh, is my Wi-Fi crapping down already? Oh boy, it's not good. I think John's with the fucking extra. Listen, if he's 50 pounds heavier, if he's 60 pounds heavier, if he cuts to 265 and comes in at 275 and he's 70 pounds bigger, and he throws one of them spinning elbows, man, it could be a wrap. It could be fucking Jay chicken wraps. Done.
I worry if he comes in really. Honestly, if he comes in at anything over 255, I'm gonna be a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Yep, I am. I think it's just a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight,
If
man.
he comes, the closer he comes to the 265, the more worried I am that he's going to be too slow.
That's what I'm worried
So
about.
But that's the
hopefully
good
he
thing
comes
about
in-
him for the last 3 years is getting accumulated to the weight, I
Comes
think.
in 240,
I think you are right, but I think that
But it's a good point when you think about like the fast, agile, quick heavyweights. You can go back to like Cain Velasquez. You can go to Stipe. Nowadays, like Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa or Cyril Gane, they're all at the 250 mark. So you make a good point. I don't think John Jones will be quicker than Cyril Gane, no matter what he weighs in at. I don't. I think Cyril Gane's quicker. I don't think that makes much of a difference, though.
I just think it's a lot of muscle to try to oxygenate when he's really been a 205 fighter for most of his life.
Mhm.
And it's a 5-round fight. So, I mean, I do think that he will get better as the fight goes on, but I'm still worried about the weight.
Well, that's the thing about John Jones, and that's the one worrisome thing about him putting on weight is John Jones is always like I'm trying to think of any example where he lost a 4th or a 5th round. He beat Reyes, Santos, and Gustafsson. All of them he took 4 and 5.
Who's never
In
lost
the
a championship?
Cormier fight, he probably lost round 2, and that's the only round he lost. Like you go OSP, he 5-0'd him. You go back in the day, Rashad Evans maybe won like the 2nd round or 3rd round. Glover Teixeira 5-0'd him. Anthony Smith 5-0'd him. I don't think he's ever lost around 4 or 5. But when you think about the weight now, is that going to make him a little more tired? That could fuck up his game plan because John Jones is very much like, I'm going to test you out for round 1. I'm going to be a little bit more explosive round 2 to see what I can get away with. And then round 3, 4, and 5, I'm picking you the fuck apart.
Did see a couple videos of John Jones running on a treadmill at like 25 miles per hour. So I would not get in front of that.
No, I wouldn't either.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think I think he'll still be fast. I think that's just speculation. I do think he'll be fast. I don't think he'll lose. It's John Jones.
And I mean,
We'll
I
see.
think his IQ is definitely going to show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video of no, you were the one who were telling us about how John like did film with
Bilal Muhammad? Yeah.
and he showed him like
It's such a crazy story
that
to
is
me.
a crazy story.
In 30 minutes, you watch enough tape with a guy you just met to be like, that's how you're going to finish him, and then that's how he fucking finishes him.
Yep.
That's ridiculous to
I
me.
did,
And it goes to show John Jones has been
Best in the-
listen, man, he's been in the UFC for 12 years, okay? He has been a championship fighter. He's been in the UFC for 14 years. He's been a championship fighter for 12 years. He's been watching film nonstop. He's been getting ready for Cyril Gane now. I mean, I'm sure he watched some film. He was definitely more prepared for Francis Ngannou or Stipe over the last year or so. And the Cyril Gane fight. I'm sure you watched a little bit of it because he knew it was a possibility. But he's been focused on Cyril since December, I think.
It's been a good 2 months at least.
So he has a good 8-week camp. You know what I mean? And fuck, dude, like Cyril Gane doesn't train in between fights. If you were to tell me that Cyril Gane lost to Francis Ngannou because Ngannou out-wrestled him, I would tell you that Cyril Gane would spend the next year training wrestling. And he hasn't fucking done it. Because he just fought Tai Tuivasa, who we know he wasn't going to the ground with.
He could get away with fighting like a couple fighters in the heavyweight division that don't need wrestling.
Mhm.
So he could do like a couple fights, but
Right. No, I completely agree. And I think he was banking on that.
we're going to see this time that his wrestling sucks.
I fucking hope so, man. I really hope. I'm a little skeptical. I'm a little skeptical if John Jones is going to take him down.
Yeah, I'm 17%. I give.
He definitely should. We talked about it the other day that John Jones is the kind of guy that will always like try to beat you at your own game. You know what I mean? So if you want to come
What do you
kickbox
mean?
with him, he's going to try to kickbox with you,
wrestling?
which is why I feel like
I
he
really
might not
hope.
take him down, even though he
I
should.
wouldn't.
But
He's got the advantage.
he is such a great wrestler. To be fighting a guy who's not a wrestler and not go for takedowns would be a John Jones move. That's the only thing that I could call it.
Yeah, it
That is putting your nutsack on the table.
it'd be like Tony Ferguson and Justin Gaethje not going to the ground.
It's a little different than that.
Well, they wouldn't go to the ground because whoever won was going to fight Khabib.
Right. That fight, that's one of
They
the
never went to
craziest
the ground.
stories. They had like a pact. They like said to each other before the fight. They were like, we're not going to go for any takedowns. Cool, let's do it. I rewatched that fight the other day. That fight is such a great watch because it's the first
Ferguson and Gaethje?
it's the first main event where they didn't have fans in the crowd, so you can hear every fucking shot cracking each other. Cracking Ferguson, really.
Really in the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Space is fucked up.
That was the beginning of the end for Ferguson. Ferguson on a 5-fight skid.
Bye El Kukui.
I mean, they're great. Like, it's a great loss record, dude. He has a
He was beating Chandler. He won that first round
He
against
did.
Chandler. I don't give a shit.
he lost to Gaethje, Oliveira, DeRouche, Chandler, who are all top 6, right? And then he loses to Nate Diaz.
I'm very confident Conor will to beat him. Michael Chandler. If you lose
Yeah,
first
I think
round standing
I
up
think
to
I'm gonna
Tony
take
Ferguson,
Connor. I think I'm
You're
gonna take
losing
Connor.
to Conor McGregor.
The more and more I like
I think
hear about the
that's what
fight, and the more I watch Connor's like older fights and like the opponents that he's faced and how similar they are to Chandler and how he just pieces them the fuck up, I think I'm just gonna have to do it.
Mhm.
Like, and he looks big, man. He looks
It's a
really
lock. I mean, Conor McGregor's a lock.
And one other thing, shout out Chris Moutinho fighting out of Fall River. Chris Moutinho is going to be on this season of The Ultimate Fighter as one of the prospects, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. Bet against him.
They're in Vegas right now.
Yeah, they never
Free
win.
money.
I don't know, man. Like
Yeah, you
dude,
can take a punch.
you can take a punch.
Big punch.
You can take a punch.
And he can give one out. He started clipping Sean at the end, though. I will give him that.
He had a couple shots, but it was
couple.
yeah, it was
One out of every
Wow.
50.
But then he had to fight his next fight because that fight put him on the map for a minute. And then he had a next fight against a no-namer and got knocked out by that guy. But he didn't get knocked out by O'Malley. So I don't know what to say, but that's cool representing Fall River. I wonder if he's going to have the fucking green hair that he did. That crazy shit.
Might be purple this time. Who knows? Who knows?
I want to hear more about the fucking fighters that are on there, dude. We haven't heard a lot of news about like the veterans that are going to be on there.
Michael Chandler posted a picture of 5 people that he was with. I don't know who it was.
Conor McGregor got some fighters that were already booked on the show kicked out because he
Yeah.
wanted some of his guys on the
Some
show.
people.
Yeah, I saw that.
How
That's
crazy is that?
bullshit.
And you know what?
That's
That
bullshit.
worries me.
That is the Conor
because
McGregor effect.
You know what? That just means to me he's gonna come in and think just like what was last time. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yep.
Once shit starts going south, I'm fucking out.
I'm out.
But this is what I said this. They should have done 4 teams.
I like that idea. I do like that idea.
Bilal and Kobe, or Kobe and
Yeah, I think Colby and Bilal would
That
be
would
the
be
other
great.
two.
Fire, bro.
I just
Fire.
can't imagine Conor McGregor and Colby Covington in the same room. The
Yeah.
amount of gold. If they were in the same room for 10 minutes, the amount of gold that would come out of there would be unrivaled by any press
Kobe
conference.
would have to be on Connor's team because you don't want Kobe saying
No,
bad shit about
no,
him.
I want Kobe
I want
against
them
Connor.
against each
No.
other.
Oh,
I
100%.
want Bilal with Connor.
Oh
and I
my
want
God.
Chandler with
But
Kobe.
that would never
Let's
happen because
go.
Bilal's with Khabib. That would never happen.
So you put Colby and Bilal against Connor and Chandler.
Yeah, but you would have to
Oh yeah, but I still think
do 4 hours. That's seven.
I don't give a
4 stars.
fuck how they do it. I don't care if Colby and Connor are on the same team, but they have one little scene where they're going at it with each other. Like as long as I get that moment, that is all I want from UFC.
Oh, Kobe would probably fuck him up
Like fighting or talking.
talking.
Yes and
Connor gonna
no.
say,
Yes
dude?
and no. Because
Just
Connor
fucking Connor to the ground
Connor
and
says
fuck
funny
him up.
shit. Colby just like yells louder than
Outlandish.
everybody
He's
else.
outlandish.
He is. He is.
says outlandish
He says
shit.
he said the craziest thing I've ever heard come out of a UFC fighter's mouth when he was. Well, that was pretty nuts. But when he talked about
Dustin Poirier's wife.
when he
That
talks
was
about
awesome.
Poirier, that was like
Even the
He just
girl who
fucking
was like
said
interviewing
that?
was like, oh my
Can
god.
we pull up a video of him saying that?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying.
oh man.
Oh, it was
What has
bad.
he said?
It was bad. And even he laughed when after
No,
he said it. He had a smirk on his face. He knew it was bad.
He's oh my god.
I'm trying to get the right clip. These are all like 12 minutes. I don't want to sit through that.
Like what he said about John Jones is crazy. Oh my god.
Poirier wife. Put Poirier wife.
We might have to find it after the podcast anyway for copyright reasons.
Mm.
No, it's okay. We'll play it a little softer.
He's standing up, and I think he like.
Yeah. And I love his face afterwards. He says like the most outlandish shit, and then he just goes. And the girl's interview has no fucking clue of what to say. Oh, here it is. It's this one.
Yep.
With Laura Sanko.
Sanko.
Yeah, Laura.
Oh my
Laura Sanko's
God.
commentating this weekend again at UFC
Good.
Vegas 70.
I'm hyped. I'm ready for it.
You can tell he's thinking about it. He's just smirking as he's like getting ready to say it.
Oh, it says Poirier right here. Okay, hold on. All right.
Oh my god. I definitely do.
Anytime you interview this guy, you know that he's going to say some crazy shit. Kobe wanted to fight Poirier at welterweight, which I find a great fight.
What do you say?
Yeah.
He just called Poirier's kid Connor's kid. Look at her face.
She's
Look at her
"Oh
face.
my
She's like,
God."
She's
Shut up. She's like, please shut up.
like, oh my god, like, what the hell is he saying?
why did I take this interview?
She's like, holy shit. She just took a big breath. Oh fuck. Oh my god.
Ooh, man. Oh, look at her
She's
face.
like,
Here he is. Wait for it.
you look great. You look great. Poroshenko hits him with the compliment after too. Are you kidding? And he knows it. He knows it. He's
Oh, dude, that is the reason why Colby is my favorite.
No, just replay the last fight. Biting his tongue, you don't want to laugh.
shots. The
That
shots.
is so funny.
Your wife is in me DMs.
That is so funny.
Dude.
Your wife is in
Yo,
the
I
DMs.
would never say that shit. That's like
That's worse than Chael.
that's crazy.
100.
That's like the worst. I think
100%. No.
Worse than jail.
Chael.
Chael
Chael's son.
Oh, I think you said jail.
Chael's son.
I was like
No.
jail.
That's like the worst
No, it's
thing that
not.
has ever been said by a UFC fighter, I think. At least in a fucking interview.
I don't know what Chael said about who did he go
Anderson
on
Silva?
Brazil.
cuff with?
In Vanderlei?
Yeah. What he said
Oh
about
no.
Santos?
He said shit about Tito Ortiz.
Was it Tito?
Oh. We're gonna pull this up.
Bring it up.
Yep.
But
Said so Tito was married to it's like this old porn star. Can't think of her fucking name.
Nice.
Jenna Jameson. Credit to MMA fighting on SBN.
this guy is what's lost.
This guy, right in this picture, this is 2 years ago. This guy's like 47 years old. Chael's like 44.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. And then Tito takes it like a champ too. He's trying not to laugh too. Dude, some of the best sound clips ever. Oh my god, I can't believe Colby said that shit. He said worse stuff too. Like he straight up called. Like I almost don't want
We
to say it
gotta
on the
bring it up. You
podcast.
can't say it. You don't have
No,
to
no,
say
no. I'm
it.
gonna say it because I don't want to sift through another fucking interview. But in the post fight of UFC 272 when Colby beat Jorge, he said something along the lines of, I'm not going to quote it exactly, but he said something along the lines of, I want to fight Dustin Poirier next. That is, if Poirier's done cucking his wife and Connor or some shit like that. Like, he straight up called him a cuck. And I was like, oh my God. This guy used to be teammates with Poirier. He used to fight at, I think it was,
too, right?
yeah, they all trained together.
Yeah.
It was ATT, American Top Team, I think. It was ATT or AKA. I think it was ATT. And Kobe left and just started a tirade of talking shit to everybody on that gym. Joanna Young Jacek was also in that gym, and he like released text where she was saying she wanted to fuck him. Like he just went off on everybody in that fucking gym, and it's like, God damn, bro, you don't burn bridges, like you blow them bitches to the ground. And he's my favorite. I fucking love him. I love him. Can't get enough of Colby Covington. I can't wait for his next fight to be announced.
Hopefully it's tough.
Which I think
You need to get that guy talking.
his next fight's Bilal. I really do.
Yeah,
I thought they already set that
or
up.
Kamaev, dude.
Well, I think Kamaev's going to go to 185. I think they're going to have Kamaev Whitaker, and I think Kamaev might stay at 185 for a while.
What
Does
if he
Colby
somebody
move
to
up?
fight?
I know.
He would fuck him up at 185.
I don't think. Well, Kobe's all about cardio, and I don't think he wants to change his weight because I think he just knows exactly what he wants his weight to be and his conditioning and everything. And I don't even know if Kobe really has a lot more fights.
At 185?
Kobe would fuck up Kamaev. I don't know, man.
He'd gas him out.
No. No will.
I don't know, man. It's an interesting fight because Kobe puts fucking pressure just like Kamaev. Like Kamaev is a very pressure-heavy person who's great at wrestling. Same thing as Kobe. The only difference is I think Kamaev's stronger.
Kamaev's striking's better. I think you can knock him out.
I don't think it's that much better. I would agree that it's better, but I don't think it's that much better than Colby's. I think Colby's striking is very underrated.
I think you take him down to the ground and Kamaev would get gassed, just like he did with Burns.
Kobe's the guy that outstruck Kamaru Usman in rounds 3 and 4 in their second fight. But I'm biased towards Kobe, so I take everything I say with a grain of salt. Kamaev might fucking knock him out in the first round.
I don't know why
Gerald Meerschaert.
Kobe can't take down Kamaru Usman, who walks up.
He
stairs
did take him
backwards.
down. They just didn't give it to him.
Fucking walks upstairs backwards.
Well, to be fair, you had guys like Tyron Woodley and Gilbert Burns who are experts on the ground who couldn't take Kamaru down either.
You really believe that story, dude? He walks upstairs backwards.
He walks downstairs backwards.
Whatever,
Yes, I
whatever. do not
kind
believe
of
that.
do.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, you got to take it from Joe Rogan's mouth because he's the one that came out and said it.
Sorry, Joe.
It's fair.
Wrong.
I
Come
kind of
on,
believe it.
man. He walks upstairs, he walks downstairs.
I kind of believe
What
it.
the fuck? You do that? Walks upstairs, fucking.
Either way, Kamaru's knees are
You gotta
trashed.
have some crazy balance for that shit.
He does it because his knees are bad.
His knees are fucked.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Maybe Joe Rogan's just saying that so Leon will target the legs and his knees aren't really fucked, so Kamaru can just turn it back on him. Maybe Kamaru and Joe Rogan are in cahoots.
Oh, 100%.
That's real good thinking right there.
Dude, that's 180
It's
IQ.
marketable. It's like this guy walks downstairs backwards. His knees are so fucked. And you're like, what? did you
I want
just
to. I want to
say?
watch the
The
next
champion
press
back-
conference. I want to watch the next press conference because when he gets up on the stage, he's gonna walk down backwards off the stage. And there you go. That's when we'll find out.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
That crowd's gonna be amazing. We were talking about this yesterday, but Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards is 286, March 18th in London. So the London crowds is now multiplied because they're at Wembley Stadium, which seats like 80,000 people. That crowd is going to be fucking nuttier than Squirrel Turd. It's going to be ridiculous. Can't wait for it. So, UFC Vegas 70 is this weekend. Again, not a great card. We've seen
It's gonna take a while.
not the
I
best.
don't know, none of these fuckers.
We've seen not the best lineup for fight nights over the last couple weeks, which is a shame. We're going to start seeing it pick up.
Sham.
We're definitely going to
Sham.
start seeing it pick up,
Fugazi.
though.
Fugazi?
I forgot.
Fugazi. It's a fairy. It's a woozy. It's a fairy dust.
Which is fucking real.
So we're going to take it from the bottom as we always do. We're going to make all of our picks. Woodley. So last week we were talking about maybe we shouldn't do odds. Maybe we should do odds. I'm going to leave it to the boys right now. What do you think? Should we go odds or not
Odds,
do
fuck
odds?
You want to look at the odds? Is that what you
That's
mean?
what I'm asking you guys. Do you want to
I
look
like
at
looking
odds?
at the odds. I think it's just more information.
Okay. All right. We will.
I can have it all on my phone too. Ryan Span's number one up, plus 145 around.
It's plus 145 now. Spans at 145 now.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, probably because we fucking moved the numbers, Zach. We put...
No, because we bet on him. It would go down. It would go to 125.
You mean we bet on it would go up?
No.
Sometimes, yeah, no, it would go down. What
Um,
would that mean?
I still have him at
Does that mean
135.
It's going up.
I still have him at
Do
135.
you? Oh, ESPN has them at 145.
And the sports book is still 135.
Oh, Steve out here giving
Misinformation. Whoops.
No.
Fake news.
Well, if you're
Fake
out there and you
news.
have a better bookie, shame on you.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
How
that-
dare
It
you
don't
get
take much-
spanned for
it
better
don't take much
numbers?
To be a better bookie than Rhode Island Sports.
Yeah, you're
You
not
really
wrong.
don't. You really don't.
Give over-unders on parlays and you pretty much got it.
They're fucked once FanDuel comes.
I think you're right. And Bally's already filed for bankruptcy, right?
The company, not
Yeah,
the,
not this casino, I know.
For tax purposes.
Who knows?
Casinos just made the most amount of money they ever made. All right, continue.
All right, Haley Cowan versus Aline Perez is the first fight of the night. Haley,
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Snoop Dogg yet?
who? The fucking guys on TikTok.
That, dude.
You got Haley Cowan 7-2. You have Aline Perez 7-2 as well. Aline Perez is 3 years younger at 28.
We got a coin over here?
We got 4 inches taller
Yeah,
Haley
let's do
Cowan.
that.
4-inch taller
Okay,
Haley
got it.
Cowan, 1-inch reach advantage for Cowan as well. Looking at the odds, we have Cowan at minus 155 and Perez at plus 130. I was already kind of leaning towards Cowan. She is the favorite at minus 155. She's 4 inches taller. And I was kind of like, if there's anything that's going to split hairs for this, because I don't know either one, I'm going to take fucking Cowan.
Sure.
How many fights do we have on the prelims? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights on the prelims. Okay.
What's the number on this match?
For the odds?
155 and
Plus 135.
Chick fight.
Chick fight.
You have to go with the underdog again.
You going underdog? Perez?
Underdog. Yeah.
All right.
Fuck yeah. I don't even care.
I went underdog the last time and it didn't work out for me, so I'm doing it again.
Gonna hit it once one of these times.
Come up one.
Steve, what are you saying? Sean, what are you saying?
I'll
Steve,
take-
whoa.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll take the underdog.
Yeah? Ooh. 3 underdogs? All right, guys. Fade me early, I feel you. Rafael Alves versus Nurilo Aliv. Nurilo Aliv is 8-0, 22 years old. Rafael Alves is a UFC veteran, 32 years old. Aliv will have a 4-inch reach advantage. Also 10 years the younger of Alves. I got to say, this reminds me of the Malarkey Prado fight that just happened last week where we saw Prado at like 23, 11-0. The underdog against Malarkey. What are the odds saying for this one? We have Aliv at -160, Alves at +135. What is Alves' last couple fights looking like? Because I want to bet on this
in a
guy.
really close fight.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this, but he had the clip of like some guy was trying to punch him. He dodged 7 or 8 punches in a row. He did the fucking robot thing.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
Alves.
yeah.
Mhm.
That was him?
Yep.
And that might have been against Dober.
I think it was.
I think it was.
That's a good loss.
He lost.
That's a good loss.
It's a great loss.
He has
looked really good.
He
in the
lost to
fight, too.
Ismagulov and Dober, and he beat Mark Diakis, who Mark Diakis is fucking savage on his way up in the lightweight division.
He was beating Drew
I'm gonna
Dober up in
go-
the first.
And he's
2
fighting
rounds.
Alves.
Aliv, who is a Dana White Contender Series alum, 22 years old again, 8-0. 22 years old.
Alves.
TKO.
Alves.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Give me him. I don't know about you guys.
This guy took Josh Wick
Mhm.
down and ground and pounded him to win his fight in the Contender Series. Alves has a 60% takedown defense. That's okay. It's nothing special. I'm gonna go Alves here. I'm gonna take the underdog.
I have the wow, he's the underdog too. Wow.
Yep, +135. You say you're taking Alves as well?
I'll take Alves. And I kind of want to change my last pick.
You want to go for the favorite Cowan?
Yeah. No.
2-2 for the first one.
I'm gonna go with Aliv.
You want to leave?
Yeah.
Austin starting the day with 2 underdog picks.
I'm gonna share it.
Love that. Love that. Going to continue to the main event. Next up, we have Joe Solecki versus Carl Deaton. Joe Solecki's been in the UFC a couple fights. 4 years younger than Deaton. Joe Solecki 12-3, Deaton 17-5. 1.5-inch reach advantage for Solecki. What are we saying? I don't think this is on the sports book.
For ESPN,
Yep, what we got?
is -600 for Selecki and +450
Lock it up.
for.
Now, I'm pretty sure that Deaton is also coming in on a short notice because I believe Solecki was supposed to fight someone else. What is this? This is a lightweight fight.
12-3. He's only lost by decision.
Did I have? I know I have Solecki on here. I just don't know if I have who his previous opponent was supposed to be.
Mhm.
Joe Solecki. Oh no, I don't. Okay,
This one is not even on.
it's not on the sports book. I just don't like the guy's name, Carl Deaton. I don't know. Doesn't sound good to me.
I don't play it.
He's making his debut.
UFC's been seeking an opponent for Solecki. So yes, Solecki has been training and Deaton just got the offer like a week and a half ago. That's why the number is -600 for Solecki. I will definitely be taking Solecki on here. I will probably be taking him as a lock as well.
Fighting an opponent on a week and a half notice.
Yeah.
Lock him up.
Now, listen, that's also what we said about Tyson Pedro against Bukowskis, and Bukowskis fucked up Pedro. So It's bit us in the ass before.
Not gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen to us, bro.
Like I said,
Going
Steve.
to select.
Lock 'em up.
Okay. That's a yes. Harry, 4 for 4?
Yep.
All right. You guys all want this as a lock?
I do.
Cool. 4 for 4 lock there for the minus 600 Selecki. Ballsy motherfuckers we are. O'Day Osborne versus Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is going to be a favorite in this, minus 190, I believe. Johnson 13-3, coming off an impressive win against. Who the fuck did Charles Johnson just beat? He just beat someone good. He beat Jimmy Flick, and he beat Zumagulov before that. Charles Johnson with a win here. Either of these fighters with a win here will be ranked. O'Day Osborne, 3 of his last 5. He's only lost to Tyson Nam and Manel Kopp, who are both ranked right now.
I like O'Day.
I like Charles Johnson. I know he's a favorite, and I would like to go against him. The only person Charles Johnson has lost to is Muhammad Makayev in the UFC. He got a 3-inch reach advantage for Osborne, 2 to 3 inch height advantage for Charles Johnson.
That's gonna be a good fight.
It is going to be a good fight.
What's Osborne done in his last couple of fights?
3 for 5. He's only lost to Tyson Nam and Manel Kopp, who are both like very good ranked
No,
fighters.
Wins by TKO, split decision, TKO, KO. I'm going with Johnson.
I believe Johnson, it's not a short notice fight, but it's a lesser camp for Johnson because Osborne was supposed to take on Bandar originally on this card. I am going to go with Charles Johnson. I almost want to take it as a lock. I really like Charles Johnson.
I'm close to taking.
I'm not going to take it as a lock, but I am going to put my foot down and say Johnson.
You know what? Lock him up.
Johnson?
Lock him up.
All right, Steve. Charles Johnson it is.
That confidence helps you out, Garf?
The confidence, he's not making the pick for me. The confidence that he said with his voice helped me make my decision.
Was the
final.
inflection of lock it up?
It was
that?
the if
Yeah.
he didn't say it like he did, I wouldn't have.
If he just went lock it up.
There you
If he just went lock it up, I wouldn't.
I'll take Johnson.
All right, so 2 fights in a row. We're all on the same side here. I'm loving
Clean
that.
sweep.
Sweeperino.
Oh, I got these.
We're moving. We are moving through this fucking card, by the way, boys.
Thank God.
Jordan Leavitt versus Victor Martinez. Jordan Leavitt's last fight was a second round submission to the greatest lightweight in the world, Paddy Pimblett,
Paddy Pimblett.
in England. Jordan Leavitt is best known for getting teabagged in the octagon, so he has that going for him. And he's also best known for doing the splits afterwards, so you got to give him credit for that.
Shaking his ass.
This guy. You can't say that on camera.
He said fat. He said fat guy. Fat.
It's a cigarette.
Fat.
The end of a
P-H-A-T.
cigarette.
Fat. Tail of the tape is very similar. Leavitt is an inch taller, inch reach advantage. Not much different. I don't really know much about Victor Martinez besides he used to play catcher for the Detroit Tigers back in the day.
What's wrong with you? What do you mean? He was on fucking. He was on the Red Sox.
Was he? Oh, shit. Victor Martinez is his first fight after the Dana White Contender Series. He went to a decision in his Contender Series. Usually we see Contender Series fighters win in the first round.
Wow, a lot of punches, bro. Jesus. Unanimous, too.
Victor Martinez is 1 for 1 in takedowns. He has a 75% takedown defense. It's pretty good. Jordan Leavitt, I do believe, goes for takedowns, too. He definitely has the ability to go for takedowns. Goes for takedowns quite a bit.
I'm going to go with Victor
He
Martinez.
has a lot of subs.
Jordan Leavitt's takedown defense is 30%. That is not good.
Hey, Victor.
And he's fighting Victor Martinez, who has a 100% takedown efficiency. He only went for 1. What are we saying for odds here? The odds up?
Don't look at him yet.
That's a pick 'em, I believe.
It's plus 115 for Victor, minus 135 for
Yeah, plus 115 for Victor. Victor.
Victorious.
Victor.
He would remain.
Carl. Who's going Victor? You guys all going
Me.
Victor?
Me.
You guys are all going Martinez? Steve?
Better.
Big fight coming up.
Oh,
Ooh.
Get your popcorn ready.
Get your fucking. My heart's beating. I'm
Sweating.
shaking my knees.
Shit. Palms are sweaty.
Shaking my knees over here.
He's weak.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go with Martinez as well.
Do I want to fade you guys just for the fuck of it? Listen, I think this is a
You're
really
fucking dickhead.
this is a really close.
This is really close.
Listen, Jordan Leavitt's a good fighter. Like fuck his theatrics and his splits and all that shit.
We don't want the explanation.
I'm going Leavitt. All right, I'm gonna go Leavitt.
Good.
I am going to
Go Austria.
leave it at that.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Okay, next fight we have Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Gabrielle Fernandez.
Wow, I've been waiting for this fight this past whole year. I've been waiting. I've been
Marked it
praying.
on your calendar.
Dude, both. In my phone and on my fucking door.
On your door. Just
Calendar.
carved it into the door.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. You should see what else I got. Who the fuck are these people?
Jasudavicius has been in a couple
I'll
UFC
take the
fights.
over in this fight. I'll take that as a loss.
Yeah, I'll take that. What is it, minus 400?
That's how useful this fight is.
You got a 2-inch reach advantage. You got a 2-inch reach advantage for Jasudavicius.
Can we just do a hopscotch over this fight? It's fucking.
I like flip a coin.
Gabriela
Yeah, you got a coin around
Fernandez,
here?
8-1.
You got a coin?
You got a coin around your side?
I think it's in the orange Crown Royale bag. No, there's not. If you want some shit, I got
Alright,
Don
alright,
Pugh
boys.
and Johnny Walker down there.
Are we doing this together, or is this just?
I'm not going by the flip of the coin.
Alright.
Jasudavicius has gone to decision all 3 times in her career. She got
Over minus
fucked
1,000.
up. She got fucked up in her last fight.
Hammering.
She did beat Kai Henson last year.
That's my girl.
Shout out Kai Henson, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
She was the youngest fighter to get a win, youngest female fighter to
until
get a win.
Raul Rosas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. No, for a long time, she was the youngest fighter.
I don't even know what to call him. Stick figure looking motherfucker.
Gabriela Gabby Fernandez, 8-1. She's on a 7-fight win streak. Decision, TKO, choke, decision,
Flip that.
choke,
bitch.
choke.
Alright, heads. No, I'll wait until the end.
I'm
Wait until everyone else makes their pick, and then I'll do the flip.
I'm
No,
going
I'm
to go.
with you.
I'm-
Okay.
I am going to go for Jasmine Jasudavicius.
She's the underdog.
Is she?
Yeah, she is.
Really?
Very, very close though.
Really?
Really?
Really there. Okay.
Suckerman Succotash.
Jasmine Jasudavicius. I don't know how to say that last name. I don't even know. I
Jasudavicius.
can't even spell it if I was looking at it. I am going to flip this coin. Steve, are you flipping this coin or are you picking?
No, I am going to pick.
Whoa.
Alright.
I am
Heads.
going to pick.
Gabriella, who I want to pick, because Zach picked Jasmine. Like that. And
I'm a big fan of Aladdin, man.
Tails. Jasmine. Alright, here we go. Steve, make your pick.
Head Fernandez, tails Jasmine.
I'm gonna go with Jasmine as well. I just worry about the
Are you
people who
ready?
are up and coming and making their debut.
Which is not a good job against Tails.
Fuck. I'm going.
Clean
alright.
sweep.
No, I'm not going there.
You're going
I'm
Fernandez?
going Fernandez.
After all that?
No, I'll go.
Okay.
That's how much I care, though. Like, I don't care.
Same for you, Harry?
I'll go with the favorite.
You going Fernandez?
Yeah.
All right, Harry fading us. Fuck you. All right, coming up next.
Great pick.
Great pick. Great pick.
Great pick. That is a great pick.
Last fight of the prelims: Eric Gonzalez versus Trevor Peak. Trevor Peak 7-0. Gonzalez with a 5-inch reach advantage.
You know I like that.
I do have Eric Gonzalez on the database, so let's check out what he's done in his last couple fights on the database.
Why do I like all the underdogs?
Who is Gonzalez? Is the underdog?
Yeah.
5-inch reach at an underdog.
Peak has won his last 5 fights by TKO, and they only have gone 2 rounds.
Did they say what
Well, yeah.
company he's in.
Yeah, Dana White Contender Series was his last win, and then he had one in the Aries Fight Series, or 3 fights in the Aries Fight Series. Then he had one in the AFC 8 All American Dash. I don't know what that is.
Eric Gonzalez has lost to Jim Miller and Terrence McKinney in his career. That's good
Those
losses.
are good wins. Losses, I mean.
Fuck.
There's only 2 UFC fights as well. Yeah.
And Trevor Peake is making his debut. Eric Gonzalez is 0-2 in the UFC, fighting guy who's never lost.
+190.
Eric Gonzalez's nickname is the Ghost Pepper. I like that nickname. Ghost Pepper Gonzalez. I like that a lot.
Is this guy on the verge of being
5-inch
cut from the
reach
UFC?
advantage. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if he loses, could they be giving Peake a win here, kind of thing?
That's a good point.
5-inch reach advantage is 5-inch reach.
Block. Especially.
All right, Trevor Peake. What are we saying? Ground and pound. Round 1 TKO. Round 1 TKO. Round 1 TKO. Ref stoppage from strikes. Round 1 TKO. Round 1 TKO.
Any 10-inch reach advantage didn't matter last week.
Don't matter.
That was a special occasion, though.
Don't matter
Jack
when you're
Della
on the ground.
Maddalena is fucking really good.
No, the the prelim fight.
prelim
That wasn't
fight last
Jack.
week.
Oh, it was Garimbo Fletcher.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. It's funny. I'm funny. We're funny. It's funny. We're funny.
I'm taking Peak. I
It's
am.
closer than it is for the number.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
from-
170
it's from Alabama.
Plus 150.
Alabama.
Like, plus
Take you to
170.
Greenbow, Alabama.
It's a great movie.
You're going Peak. My head says that Peak should win, except for the fact that Gonzalez has the reach. So I'm gonna go with Peak because for me, I feel like reach should be the tiebreaker. And if I have a guy that I think is gonna win, but he has a less reach advantage, that should not deter me. So I'm gonna go with Peak as well. And I think Eric Gonzalez gets cut. Can we put a bet on that?
Interesting.
No.
After the fight, Gonzalez gets cut plus 600.
I've bet enough already.
Getting the
You
fever
go.
back.
I got like 140
I'll go
left. I
last.
can
You
make
go.
a few little sprinkles.
I'm gonna go with Gonzalez.
You're gonna go with Gonzalez.
He's only got 2 fights against Jim Miller.
It's a great point. It's a great point. It's a really great point.
You gotta have some games or something.
Great matchups, man. I didn't pick on so many underdogs already. I'd probably pick Gonzalez, and I know I shouldn't be picking like this, but I'm gonna go with Peak.
You going Peak?
Yep.
Harry fades us again. All right. Next up, we're moving on to the main card. We have Mike Mallet versus Johan Lanus. Do you think how tough do you think it was growing up with the last name Lanus?
Pretty lame.
Very lame.
Friggin' lame.
Do you think people called him Anus Lanus?
I'm just gonna go.
Well, Ryan Ennis gets called Avis all the time.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
Shout out Ryan Ed.
Shout out Ryan. Baccarat master.
Shoot up.
What are we saying, boys?
Go. I'm just gonna go Mike Mallet.
Any reason? You like the name?
Yeah,
You like the
mallet, dude. I use a mallet at work.
fuck yeah.
Fucking, I might as well just keep riding it, you know. It's fucking serves me well.
All right. I gotta check the stats for this. I just wanted to get some banners ready. Mike Mallet versus Lanus. Lanus with a 3-inch reach advantage. Almost the same age, same height, same weight. 8-1-1 for Mike Mallet, 9-1 for Lanus. So they're very fucking similar, except for the 3-inch reach for Lanus.
I want somebody to go undefeated so bad, dude.
That'll be what we don't bet on.
Yep.
Right?
No, you gotta put at least $10 on it.
So Lanus beat Justin Burlinson, Darian Weeks, and lost to Gabe Green. Darian Weeks is a decent win. Mike Mallet beat Mickey Gall and Shimon Smatritsky. Both by first round stoppage. Mike Mallett won.
Oh fuck.
That's interesting. Mike Mallett is a
I like that.
minus 220 favorite.
Laney's has 2 TKO wins too, though. First round. Well, he's got 1 first round, 2 second round.
It's.
He has in the UFC though. He has a first round knockout in Dana White Contender Series, and he has a split decision win in the third round. So split decision win.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, discuss.
He has a 3 and
Fucking Mallett.
Give me the Mallett.
yeah. I'm taking Mallett.
Lock it up.
Let's see
Lock it
though.
up.
Before I do this, you
Hammer the Mallett.
Hammer the Mallett. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock
guys
it up.
going for locks, huh?
Yeah. I only have one.
Your money don't make money. I will also be going Mike Mallett.
Lock that up for me. Lock it up for me.
Anybody else or just Garv?
I mean,
I am
We still got time. You can go over it
we have
afterwards.
4 locks, so.
We do have 4 locks.
me. Oh.
Locking that. Steve, you already got 3 locks, bro.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey, 1 point. Hey, don't question it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
What?
Please excuse me. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
You're fucking excused.
Don't fuck with me. I'm going to tell you right now, this next fight will be one of my locks. Tatiana
wait,
Suarez.
Wait.
Really?
I'm
Yes.
switching.
She's like minus
She's
800.
minus
Oh,
900.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
switching my pick. I'm not going with Jasmine. I'm going to go with Gabriella.
Really?
Yep.
Why is that?
Because I can.
Hey, listen.
Why do you need a reason for everything?
Listen. Steve went undefeated last week on locks. Austin is by far the best performer for fight nights.
He is.
With 22 and 10 record. So I'm not questioning you either.
Yeah. Shut up.
All right. So Tatiana Suarez versus Montana De La Rosa. Suarez is 9-0 versus De La Rosa is 12-7. Suarez 4 years older.
Oh, wait, can I even think?
De La Rosa 3 inches taller. I thought you picked Mallet. We were all saying
Oh,
hammer the
yeah,
Mallet.
you did,
Yeah, okay. 2-inch reach advantage for De La Rosa. Suarez 9-0. I believe this is Tatiana Suarez's first fight in a while. If I'm thinking of the right girl. I think this is her like comeback fight. Yes, it's her first fight in almost 4 years for Suarez. Before that, listen to the names that Suarez beat. Alexa Grasso, who's fighting for the championship in 9 days. Carla Esparza, who was the champion like a couple months ago. And Nina Nunes, who is now the number 5 ranked bantamweight fighter. You know what I mean? She's fighting Montana De La Rosa, who is 1-2-1 in her last 4 fights. This is as much of a lock as you're going to get.
She could be the champ. It's minus 800.
She could be the champ, but I don't know what happened. Why did Tatiana Suarez step away? I wonder if I can find that. Maybe. Now healthy, it says.
Oh, dude, she had
a neck injury that knocked her out of action for 2 years.
Yeah, I remember this. I'm pretty sure she was supposed to fight somebody and she fell like cutting weight and like hurt herself. If I'm not mistaken, this might be the fucking
Injuries. What happened? Suarez would see the first setback of her career. She sustained a neck injury that kept her silent for over 2 years.
How?
It just says neck injury.
The likes of Cosmic
She made various appearances throughout the MMA world, telling stories of wrestling with the likes of Kamaev in saunas. Kamaev was wrestling with Suarez in the sauna. That sounds a little suspicious.
Oh, yeah, he was wrestling with her already.
Right. Wow, this girl can really grapple. Oh my god. Oh shit. Wow. Long awaited return was finally scheduled for 266 in September to take on Roxanne Modafferi. She revealed on Instagram that she'd injured her knee and we forced her to go on the sidelines again. So she's fucked up her neck and her knee.
Shit. She's still not losing.
She's
But
not
losing.
losing.
But
There's a chance, like maybe she fucked up her like tore an ACL and now she's gonna come back slower, like possibly. This is a lock for me.
she's not losing to Poo Poo Kachu 1 and 2.
Yeah,
It's a lock, obviously. It's a minus 800 to lock it up. Throw it in the fucking bag. Let it rest. See what happens.
Lock it up.
You locking it too, Steve?
So can I hear my
Oh,
3
oh,
original
oh.
locks?
Yes, you have Joe Selecki.
Yep.
You have I can't remember who Johnson was, honestly. You have Charles Johnson versus O'Day Osborne, which, in my opinion, is your weakest lock.
You know
It's your
what?
weak lock.
And you
Yeah.
have Mike Mallet.
It's a weak
Let
lock.
me switch Johnson.
No, you. Oh wait, because we do have to do the main event as a
Put
lock.
Suarez in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep that last one for the main event. Just
Okay.
follow the guidelines.
So we're clean sweep locking Suarez,
Mhm.
just like Joe Selecki. Joe Selecki and Suarez on a ticket. Suarez is minus 800.
Probably
Oh wait, Joe
minus
Selecki I don't think is on the card. What, right?
400.
Yeah, because it was a close fight. So it's like minus 800 to minus 600 of a fucking parlay. Yeah, woo, whoop-de-doo. All right, coming up next, third fight from the top, we have Augusto Sakai versus Dontel Mays. This is actually an interesting fight. Heavyweight fight. Augusto Sakai used to be a top 13 ranked fighter until he lost to Pavlovich, I believe.
It's a really good fight.
Both fighters 31. Dontel Mays 6'5 or 6'6. Augusto Sakai 6'2. 4-inch reach advantage for Mays. So Mays the much bigger fighter. Let's take a look at the record. I do know, I will say this, Augusto Sakai is a little bit of a fat dude. I'm just saying. Definitely has the
This number is
Parker Porter body, if you will. Oh, that's right. Dontel Mays lost to Hamdi Abdel Wahab, who's the Egyptian guy that came in short notice and beat him, but they found he was juiced, so they no contest it. Mays just 2 years ago beat Josh Parisian, who had a pretty impressive performance last week. He's lost to Rodrigo Nascimento and Cyril Gahn, which are two pretty decent wins. Nascimento on the cusp of being top 15.
losses. Yeah, I think I would.
This is Dontel Mays. So let's look at Augusto Sakai, who's lost his last 4 to Overeem, Rosenstrike, Tuvasa, and Spivak. And before that was on a 5-fight win streak, including Chase Sherman, Andrei Arlovsky, Marcin Tybura, and Blagoy Ivanov. So one thing you can say for Augusto Sakai, he fights top competition.
He definitely does.
He really does. Sergey Spivak did the same thing he did against Lewis and took him down and fucked him up on the ground. He lost to Tai Tuivasa by a knockout on Tai Tuivasa's run that he had. That was super. Jairzinho Rosenstrike knocked him out with 1 second left in the 5th round. And he got taken down and fucked up on the ground by Alistair Overeem. I would say all of those are at least credible losses. Like, they're not great losses.
One's the most credible.
He did get taken down a lot. And if we look at Dontel Mays, I believe he can wrestle. He does go for takedowns. Got 6 takedowns against Josh Parisian.
I'm gonna go with Dontel. I'm gonna go with my original pick, Dontel Mays. I want to lean towards Sakai just because he is on like a skid, and I'm comparing Dontel Mays to who he's lost to. And I'm like, Dontel Mays versus Tai Tuivasa. Yeah, Mays puts up a pretty good fight versus him.
4-inch reach advantage for Mays.
Yeah.
6'6". He's a big boy. 6'6", 260, 81-inch reach. That's a big boy.
That's a big boy. Dontel Mays. Yeah, I'm not locking it.
You got Augusto Sakai only has a 54% takedown defense. 48% strike accuracy is pretty good for a heavyweight. I will say that. 45% for Dontel Mays. That's good. Dontel Mays' nickname is Lord Kong. Big boy.
Bro, Lord Khan?
This is a close fucking fight, dude.
I'm taking Mays.
You have Augusto Sakai, who was knocked out in all of his previous 4 fights. One of them was in the 5th round, though. So he did go 4 rounds plus a little bit with Overeem, which is impressive. And he was in the fight. Close fight.
He was on the ground for a while.
And then he got knocked the fuck out by Rosenstrike, Tuvasa, and Spivak. Dontel Mays goes to the 3rd round a lot, or he knocks people out. This is a good fight.
It's a great
It's a
fight.
great fight.
It's a great
It's
fight.
gonna be fun to watch.
What are the odds on this? Dude, this is, I don't know who
It's
I'm picking.
Very close. I don't even think you want to look because it's not gonna help you. Yeah.
It's minus 110, minus 110.
Here's a fucking pick 'em. Jesus Christ.
Hey.
I said for a tiebreaker, I'd look at reach, and Mays has what, a 4-inch reach advantage?
Yep. 3-inch height advantage.
Sakai's got knocked out 4 times in a row. Mays has the ability to wrestle, which Sakai, I guess, isn't great at. But that was against Spivak, who's a great wrestler.
Me Mays.
Hi, Dontel Mays here with another fantastic knockout.
I did no Mays here.
Wow, I thought that would be funnier
Yeah, I
than it
know.
was.
The Billy Mays commercial. The Billy Mays commercial.
You got Dontel Mays for Austin. Anybody else thinking? Anybody else deciding?
Punt him.
Taking Mays. I want to hear Steve's thought process right now because me and you, I think, are both undecided.
I originally was going to take Maze anyways.
Before coming into this, I would have said Sakai.
And see, I want to lean towards Sakai because of all the competition, but I just don't think after losing that many times in a row that you can
Bounce
come
back.
I feel like he's on one of those things where he's probably
He's
in
on a Tony
jeopardy of being
Ferguson skid.
cut. I mean, he is, right?
No, that was
He's very close.
I mean, I just
Oh.
He's lost to really great people, man.
and Dante Mays just had like a really tough.
What are the ages looking like? They're both 31 too. They both could compete for a bunch more years. Heavyweights can go forever. Heavyweights can go to 40 years old.
Like Mays. Like Mays.
You're taking Mays.
I am.
So 3 for Mays.
He was originally plus money on ESPN. His numbers.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Sakai.
You did.
Am I gonna fade you guys again?
You
Listen.
did.
I think Sakai
Go
has.
ahead.
I think
Go ahead,
Sakai
try
has a.
it.
St-
Go ahead.
All right.
Go
All right.
ahead.
I fucking will.
Do it.
Shout
I'm
out.
talking about it.
Shout out Augusto Sakai. Shout out Brazil. Co-main event time, boys. It's a dump. Co-main event time, boys. We have Andre Muniz, minus 195. Brendan Allen, plus 160.
Brendan
5,
Allen
plus
taking down
165. Andre
He's
Muniz has a
going
3-inch reach advantage. Andre Muniz has, I believe he's like 5-0 in the UFC.
I just lost. didn't
He just won by decision in his first decision in the UFC, I
Oh my
believe.
God.
He is 7-0 in the UFC. He has beaten Batras Fabinski. He's beaten Jacare Souza by snapping his shoulder. He beat Eric Anders by armbar, and he beat Uriah Hall by decision. He took down Uriah Hall 4 times.
Mhm.
Had 10 minutes of control time against Uriah Hall.
Brendan Allen is going to be in for a fucking
How is Brendan? All right, listen. Brendan Allen's takedown defense is 50%.
golf.
Brendan Allen got taken down 7 times by Jacob Malkoon and still won the fight.
Got a submission win.
He has 2 submission wins.
He-
Last year he had 2 submission wins. Listen, Andre Muniz jiu-jitsu is fucking for real. So if Brendan Allen plans to have a jiu-jitsu battle, I think he's gonna lose. If he goes to the ground, I'm taking. We already
This
knew
should
that
be
we were
minus
taking
300.
fucking Andre
This should be
Muniz.
minus 300, but since it's a co-main event, I feel like the number.
Well, Brendan
is
Allen's
low.
a good
No,
fighter,
he is good.
right?
He is good. I just think Andre Muniz is
I'm taking Muniz.
step two steps better than him.
Austin, I know you're taking Muniz.
That's a choice.
No choice, none whatsoever. Steve and
Steve's taking
Sean.
Muniz.
Yeah, I'm not taking Allen. There's no way. Southpaw with an ortho.
Sean, what are you thinking? It's clean sweep for Andre
Clean
Muniz.
sweep.
Listen, I've been a
Lock
big
it
fan of this
up.
guy
No,
since
that's
he
not a lock.
fucking.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about locking it because I still am going to need another lock. It's
Me too.
for me. It's between Muniz, Jaws Devicius, and Charles Johnson. I think. Right, main event time. Here we go. Ryan Spann, Steve's boy, versus Nikita Krylov. Boo, boo. Nah, for real though. We have Ryan Spann with an 1.5-inch reach advantage, 2-inch height advantage. He is also 1 year older. He is 21-7 versus Nikita Krylov, who is 29-9.
Say it one more time. And he's also training full time.
Full camp, people.
Full camp.
Full camp.
Should we bet the under on this fucking fight, by the way? What is the under on this fight?
I don't
Last
think they have that
5
yet.
fights, Ryan Spann has
In the first
ended
round.
in the first round. They don't have it yet. Why do they not have the motherfucking methods yet?
It's because
It's fucking
the
2
Rhode
days
Island-
away.
the Rhode Island bookies, they don't want you to win. They want, check left, check right.
Well, no bookies want you to win.
No, fuck them. That's why we bet on Jake Paul.
Oh, we bet on Jake Paul. Oh my God, we bet on Jake
So
Paul.
crazy.
Ugh. Jake Paul's at minus 165 now. People are betting on
Told
Fury.
you said you
I know.
gonna go back up.
No. People are betting on.
No, he was minus 170.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I got him at 165.
I got home. I was like, yo, I think it's gonna keep going down. And like,
I'm fine with that,
It's the Fury
170.
name. I feel like they're just gonna bet on just the
I think so.
fucking name. It's weird
think
though,
so.
because Fury's number didn't change, and Jake Paul's did.
That's what I think is very fishy.
All right, we're getting a little off topic here.
Very fishy.
A little off topic. Main event.
If we're gonna go off topic, it better be about the guy that we fucking just put $700
Bag
on.
on.
So yeah, Tommy Fury did go up to
Collectively.
minus one or plus 140. Is there methods in the boxing? Method of result. Total rounds 6.5. Overs minus 160. Unders plus 125. I'd take that over. I think it might go to decision.
100%.
Jake Paul by decision plus 180. Anybody? Ooh.
Jake Paul by decision is fucking good though.
I like Jake Paul though. Decision.
And Tommy Fury by decision plus 440.
I like Jake Paul by TKO. Honestly,
He's
250.
gonna knock him out.
Yeah, but all right. So hang on. You put a lot of money on Jake Paul, and then you just put $50 on Tommy Fury by decision to cover your fucking ass. Tommy Fury ain't knocking Jake Paul out. I can guarantee you
Not
that.
happening.
Guaranteed. Like that is a fucking lock if I ever seen one.
That might
If
be a
Tommy
bet to do.
Fury can't knock out 10-1 Pikachu, whoever that was.
Did he? Know?
No.
Never shot. That was a fight before that we watched.
His last 3 fights, he didn't. He went to decision. In 4 and 6 rounds, respectively.
He's mad.
He's gonna get a nice payday from this.
He is.
Oh yeah, he is. Nikita Krylov, Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann is sitting pretty at plus 135, and Nikita Krylov at minus 160. All right. If we take a look at Ryan Spann's last 5 fights, he's 3-2 with wins over Dominic Reyes, Ion Cutelaba, and Misha Serkinov, and he's lost to Anthony Smith and Johnny Walker. Before that, he won 5 in a row. So he is 8 for his last 10. In those 8 wins, he has 5 first-round finishes.
Nervous.
2 by submission and 3 by knockout. So he can get it done either way. Okay. Nikita Krylov, we're looking 2 wins in a row against Gustafsson, which Gustafsson's
Fuck it. We
gone.
We faded that shit.
And-
Wasn't he the underdog?
and he took down Ozdemir a lot in his last fight. 7 takedowns in his last fight against Ozdemir, who is not a wrestler.
Not at all.
Ozdemir is a complete striker.
Makes
100%.
Krylov look good, but in all reality,
He did fuck up Ozdemir.
Yeah, but
he's
like,
7 takedowns
like
against a non-wrestler.
Ozdemir and Anthony Smith.
That was a
like,
pretty comeback card.
Ryan Spann with a 50% takedown defense. That's all right. It's not great, but it's all right. And it's
Not
in his,
locking this up. It's a fact.
We have to, right? Maybe.
main event's a lock.
I don't like that rule. Change that rule. Well, what if I picked 4 before? Then what? I get $5.
That's the thing. We had to do 3 locks and then the main event.
So we only get like 3 locks.
I mean, I
Main
like it
event's
that we
not a
have
lock.
to. I like it that we have to like take the main event as a lock. First of all, that's the most notable fight, right? Like that's the fight that we know.
Yeah,
the
I
most
feel like
about,
that
too.
should be like its own record in itself. Like how many main events did you win?
That's a good idea. I
Rather
think
than
we
it
can do
being
that.
a lock, then like you have like more options for like.
I definitely like that moving forward. But for now, we're doing main events lock. We can definitely
Yeah,
change
this
that
week,
because
I'll
I
let
do
it-
like that.
We'll let it slide. Harry will let it slide.
I am going to take Ryan Spann.
Yeah.
Steve.
Lock it up. You just notice how I said that? Lock it up. That wasn't very.
So I'm gonna do something crazy here.
This is what I said on the car ride home. I'm like, either I'm going to get it right on the pot or I'm going to get it right on the bets. Fade myself.
Fade myself.
Are you really
I
taking
am
Krylov?
picking Krylov.
Oh.
I am.
You just put 30 beans.
So bad.
You've been talking about Ryan Spann for like 4 months. I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna be so good. I really like this guy. What's his next fight? Fuck it. Nah, fuck it. Krylov.
Hey, maybe he's doing what the bookie wants him to not.
Gary?
Superman.
Thank you. All right, so Steve picking Krylov went from best last week, probably going to go back to worst this week.
Nah, fuck it. Put Span back on.
I'm not. Listen, man, I'm not peer pressuring you. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, I would.
Nah, I'll put Span on.
Okay,
there, too.
all right.
I'll live by the sword and five dollars.
Yeah, I think you should. And I'm looking.
Really, I just really like Span. I don't think he loses. I really don't.
All right, so me and Harry still need to pick a lock.
One more.
Yep, we both got 3. I'm between Andre Muniz, Johnson, and Josh Vicious. I'm not going to take Josh Vicious because fuck that fight. Charles Johnson or Andre Muniz? I'm going to take Andre Muniz. Nope.
I thought you took Charles Johnson as a lock.
No.
Didn't you say that?
Nope. I got Span, Muniz, Suarez, and Selecki. We all have Span and Selecki and Suarez.
Mhm.
So we all have 3 of the same locks this week.
That's great.
That's a fucking sign.
Austin and Steve, you guys took Mallet. I took Muniz. And we got one more for Harry.
Hey, might as well go with fucking Mallet, bro. Do you? I don't know why I just talked. Don't mind me.
He's not even here.
I'm not here. I'm just.
Either Gonzalez or no.
Gonzalez is fighting the 8-0 guy.
Yeah, that's true. I'll go with Mallet.
Going Mallet? All right.
Yeah, swing that fucking hammer.
Can we put all of our locks in on the sports bet and see what the parlay number is?
I think Selecki's not on the sports bet.
But that's fine. He's minus 600.
Oh yeah, leave him out.
So,
I got
and
one.
one of ours is Suarez, who's minus 800. And then who did you guys have? You guys had
$10 $5
Span and Mallet.
Yeah.
Listen, Ryan Span's plus 135, so this is going to be a good parlay. Suarez, Span, and Mallet plus 284. And that's with Suarez at minus 800. Right? If you take her off and just go Span and Mallet, you're looking at plus 241.
Dude.
With the other guy, wait, hang on, who do we not have on there?
Joe Selecki, who's not on the sports bet because he's fighting a guy on short notice. They don't do a lot of short notice fights.
So bad.
No, 241 is not bad.
That's not bad at all. For a 2-teamer?
Who's Mike Mallet fighting again? We all picked him. Johan Lanus. And Mike Mallet, I think, was the guy that had like 3 first-round finishes in a row or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Another fight picks week in the book. Oh, I still have the wrong fucking banner up. God damn it. There we have it, boys. What do we?
pumped to see like all the fight nights.
We got 12 fights.
They're the end of the year,
12 fights.
and then you can keep that forever.
Mhm.
Forever.
And we can compare it to next year's.
Next year, and then
Yeah.
the year after, and then the year after.
We
and then the year after,
have we
and the year
decided?
after.
Have we
Like, it
decided
keeps
what
on
the
going.
winner gets? Like we said, the loser has to take the winners out to dinner.
Yeah.
But what does the winner get? Are we just going to do that? Or we just saying the loser has to buy dinner?
I would say that.
I would just say that.
All right. I really hope that one of these
Harry,
two.
you don't obviously count well.
Why?
Don't-
I've been coming.
No,
What?
no,
Yeah,
but
but star, we have like 3 or
we could
4.
do it. Yeah, but we could do it by percentages.
That's what I'm saying. Are we
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
percentage?
so we could.
Yeah.
My mistake. My mistake.
So like,
Yeah.
so like Colby doesn't come on a single
still
other
want you to have a
podcast, but he's
disadvantage.
7-5, so
If
he
I come
lost.
enough.
We're like, hey Colby, by the way, you got to buy all 5 of us dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Dylan doesn't come on another podcast. He only did 1 pay-per-view and he gets dinner bought for him. He's went 8-4, 67%.
I don't think so.
All right.
I think we'll definitely have close to 67% by the end of.
UFC Vegas 70 this Saturday. Start time 7 p.m. It's going to finish up around 10 p.m. Jake Paul fights 5 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. We will be doing a Sunday morning podcast at 11 o'clock, let's say, this week.
Okay.
Because we will need to talk about Vegas 70. We will need to talk about the Twitter coming back. And we will need to talk about Jake Paul this weekend. And once we do that podcast, we will have the result of Span and Muniz. So there's that to talk about too.
I wouldn't mind doing like a 15-minute Twitter space when you get out of work or whatever. Just talk about Jake Paul winning, and then just ending it like a 10-minute,
Yeah,
10-minute
totally.
Twitter space.
But that's going to do it. That is the 4th fight night picks. That is our 6th picks of the year. Good luck, gentlemen. Good luck. And we will see you guys Sunday at 11 when we come back for the next podcast for episode 160.